Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wednesday, May 6th. I am Maureen Dinkins, and I will be guiding you through a foundational yoga class today. So if you found this class and you are new to yoga, this is a perfect class for you, whether you have no fitness experience at all, or whether you are an experienced athlete and you're just looking for a way to improve your stretches. In this class, we'll be doing mostly standing postures. That means that we'll be stretching the legs, mostly, but we'll be working on balancing postures also. When we stretch the legs, we're not just stretching the hamstrings or the calves, even the quadriceps and hips, but deep in the lower back. So if you have a job or maybe you do a type of exercise that allows you or causes you to sit for long periods of times, right here, these hip flexors are probably tight. So we want to open up the hip flexors. We want to release the hamstrings. If you run a lot or do a lot of walking, you may have tight hamstrings. And if you do a lot of sitting, you may have weak hamstrings and a tight lower back. The muscles that cramp up in your body or cause you probably the most significant pain or aggravation are ones that are doing the same things over and over and over again. So that's why it's great with yoga to be doing different types of body movements that you don't do in your everyday life. So forward folds help. But if we're only doing yoga for an hour once a week, we're only undoing a tiny little portion of the iceberg of what has already been done. I've said this before, I'll say it again. When we were kids and we would slump in the chair in the desk at school, the teachers would say, "Don't sit like that, you'll be stuck like that forever." Well, I didn't believe them then, but I do believe them now. So that's why I always find it really important to practice yoga, to move your body in as many directions as possible, as often as possible, because life only brings us walking, standing, lifting, maybe bending. So we need to let the body move in all the ways that it was meant to move. As we move through these postures, we're going to also be breathing intently. That means you will be breathing in a way that you are controlling. You want to control your breath in your yoga practice. You don't want your breath to be a reaction. So we all know that if you run real fast or do some sort of high intensity aerobic exercise, your heart starts pounding and your breath goes heavier. And that's okay, because that's the point. And we also want to cool down the body. So we're breathing maybe in and out through the mouth. In yoga, it's a steady movement through the postures. And then we are controlling the breath as we move through the postures. How do we breathe in yoga? As I say before every single class, we breathe in and out through the nose, deep breathing with sound. So that means as you inhale through the nose, and you always keep your mouth closed, you breathe into the lungs, filling the lungs completely, coming to the top of your breath where you cannot inhale anymore, and then you exhale slowly through the nose, pulling the navel in to press the air out all the way from the bottom of the lungs. So let's do it together. You may want to put your hands on your rib cage to feel the breath moving in and out of the body. So let's inhale through the nose. Fill the lungs completely all the way up from the bottom to the top. And exhale through the nose. Imagine you're fogging a mirror, breathing the air out, feeling that rib cage contract. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more time. Inhaling. Exhaling. And this is how you're going to breathe throughout your entire practice today. When you find things get challenging, when you observe some fluctuations of the mind and you're not really focused in this moment, take it back to the breath. What is the breath doing? What does the breath sound like? And if it's not doing what we just did, start over from the beginning and breathe deeply again. So let's work on clearing the mind and moving the breath into the body steadily. Come to a comfortable seated position. Rest your hands on your knees. Close your eyes. Sit up nice and tall. Relax your shoulders, arms, and hands. Imagine someone's pulling a string from the tip of your tailbone up through the crown of your head. Soften into your shoulders like they're hanging down off of your spine. Soften into your hips, knees, ankles, and feet. Try to lift the rib cage out of the hips and continue to breathe in and out through the nose, filling the lungs and emptying the lungs completely with every breath. Forget about the outside world. Tune into your body, your breath, just in this moment. Don't worry about what you have to do later, things that happened earlier, or things that are out of your control. What you have control over is this moment of your body and your mind. You choose your thoughts. Your thoughts don't choose you. You choose your reactions. And you choose how you want to feel in every situation. We have control of our breath. We have control of our bodies. And most importantly, we have control of our minds. Bring your hands to heart center. Let's start with an opening Om. Om is the sound of the universe. It is a grounding sound. It is a sound that is vibrational. And when we chant the Om, it has 3 parts. A, O, M. And we want to divide the length of our Om in 3 equal parts. As we take the Om together, allow the vibration, that deep sound, to resonate through your whole body to bring a calming, relaxing effect so that we move into our practice today with softness and clarity. Take a deep, slow inhale. When you're ready, open your eyes and let's bring the bottoms of the feet together, starting with some hip openers and working these inner thighs. Baddha Konasana means bound angle. So you're going to bring your heels as close into the body as you can. Place your thumbs on your arches, your hands on the top of your feet. Press your elbows into your thighs and fold forward gently, maybe feeling a stretch in the lower back. Inhale, pull the chest forward. Exhale, hinge from your hips and press down into your legs with your arms. Inhale, a slight lengthening. Exhale, a folding. Inhale, a lengthening. Exhale, folding. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come up. Open the legs as wide as you can. We'll work some hamstrings a little bit. This is a little bit of an easy warm-up before we move to our standing postures. Spread the legs, flex the feet. If you can, press the backs of your knees down to your mat. Engage your quadriceps. Take your right elbow down to the inside of your right leg. Inhale, stretch your left arm over your head. Look up. Try to touch your right toes. If not, just keep the arm over your ear. Breathe deeply in and out through the nose. And inhale, come up to center. Exhale, left elbow down. Inhale, right arm over the head, look up. Good, inhaling, come up. Turn and square your shoulders over your right leg. Bring your belly down to your right thigh. Walk your hands forward. Reach for your foot or ankle and bow your head to your knee. Press the backs of the knees down to the mat. Breathe deeply. Inhale, lift your head. Come up to seated. Turn and square your shoulders over your left leg. And exhale, walk your hands down your leg, grabbing your foot or ankle, bowing your head down to your knee. Inhale, come up. And now let's stretch the inner thighs. Bring your hands in front. Exhale. Walk your hands as far forward as you can. Look at your hands. When you can't go any farther, inhale, lift up. Exhale, take it further. One, deep breaths. Two. And three. Inhale, walk it back up. And let's bring our right foot into our left thigh. We're going to work those hamstrings one more time before we move up to standing postures. Turn and square your shoulders over your left leg and grab your foot, bow your head. Now drop your right shoulder a little bit more. Twist to the left. Look at your left toe. Breathing for one, two, and three. Inhale, come up. Straighten your right leg. Bring your left foot into your right thigh. Turn and square your shoulders over your right leg. Exhale, grab your foot, bow your head to your knee. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release. Now bring your right foot into the center so you're in a cross-legged position. Roll forward onto your hands and knees. The very first foundational pose that I think is something that all yoga students need to learn is downward facing dog. When people first learn downward facing dog, they often put a lot of weight in the shoulders and the upper body, and this is very uncomfortable, causing tension in the shoulders and the neck, the traps, and the lats, upper back. So you really want to get into this pose deeply. And when I first learned this pose, it was excruciating. But now I love it, and it has become a resting pose. And if you do rigorous forms of yoga, down dog does become a resting pose for you. Bring your hands to the front of your mat and spread your fingertips wide. Make sure your middle finger is pointing straight forward. When we get up into this pose, the weight of your body is going to want to go towards the pinkies. You want to keep pressing through, especially that index finger knuckle underneath the palm, the whole palm. Spread your knees about hip-width apart and walk them towards the back of your mat so your hands are in front of your shoulders. Curl your toes under. We're going to lift the knees up and see how I look like I'm in a push-up, but I'm moving into a triangle pose with my body and the mat. So press down through your heels. Straighten your legs as much as you can. Push into the hands to shift the weight back to the legs. And then tuck your chin into your chest to look towards your navel. Keep spreading those fingertips wide. Push into the mat like your hands are on a greased floor and you can't move. Then drop the shoulders away from the ears. Good. Now let's bend one knee at a time to try to get the heels closer to the mat. To stretch those calves a little bit more. Good. Now, as you finish and exhale, press down through the heels, look to your hands. We're going to walk the feet between the hands. When you come to the top of your mat, you want to make sure your feet are together and that they are touching. The arches are together. Inhale. This is half lift. This is a halfway point. So when we move into half lift, we want to bring the head above the heart, straighten up the spine. Exhale, bow your head, try to get into those hamstrings. And then inhale, soften the knees, roll up to a standing position. Bring your arms up over your head, press your palms together, look at your thumbs. Exhale, bring the hands to heart center. Good. So here we are in standing postures. Now we will be working on some basic standing poses. The first one is a basic forward fold. You want to bring your feet about hip width apart. As we go down, we want to go down with straight legs and a straight spine. So you can bring your hands to your hips, find the hips, send your butt back. As you send your butt back, fold forward. Bring your elbows back so your chest is leading you all the way down. Now bring your hands on the floor. At this point, if you need to bend your knees, you can. We're going to take our peace fingers, wrap them around the big toes from between the big and middle toe. Press your toe down into your fingers and inhale, look forward, straightening your spine. You may feel this in your lower back. Exhale, bend at your elbows and shake your head yes and no as you relax your neck. Keep pulling on the toes to bring your belly to your thighs. Maybe your head works between your knees. Deep breathing with sound. And I like to use this pose to let the thoughts dump out of the crown of my head. And then when you take your next inhale, lift your head. So you should have gotten a good stretch there in the hamstrings. We're going to go deeper. Take your hand, bring it like this. Take your toes to the wrist so your palms facing up. Good. Inhale, look forward again, stretching into that lower back. Exhale, bow your head, pulling on those toes. Now you may need to bend your knees. You don't want a rounded back. You want a nice, like you're trying to arch your back, but it's not going to happen in a pose like this. So you're working your belly to your thighs. Shake your head yes and no. Press down into the toes. Pull on the feet. Breathe deeply. And inhale, look forward. Exhale, bring your hands to the mat. This is going to help you stabilize. Soften your knees. Inhaling, come up to that standing pose. Good. Bring your feet back together. So your feet are together. You're in what we call a mountain pose. I like to call it Samastitihi, which is the beginning and ending pose. If you have some blocks, go ahead and grab your blocks if you need them. If you don't have blocks, books are just fine, or you can try it without. I will be demonstrating with blocks for some of the new people. If you're more advanced, you know how to do it without blocks. Triangle posture, okay? This is probably one of the most challenging postures for me because it's a really deep hamstring opener. And there's some twisting involved. So let's step out on your mat. Your stance is not very wide. So if you were to reach your arms out, your feet should come directly underneath your elbows. We're going to take the right foot and turn it perpendicular to the left so the heel of the right foot is in line with the arch of your left. Reaching the arms out, take your right arm, reach, 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 and then bring it down the leg. So that's option one, just placing the hand on the leg. Option two is to use a block as you bring your left arm up and look up. And as you move through this posture, maybe lower on the block is better. Maybe lower on the block is better. Or maybe you can grab your big toe with your peace fingers. You can also take the block next to your pinky toe if that works for you. Look up, push your right hip forward. We're going to hold here. Straight legs. Head moves back. Deep breathing. Arms are straight. Left fingers are together. Squeeze the kneecaps and see if you can engage your quadriceps. Keep reaching. Good. Exhale, bring your left hand down. The next pose is a pyramid pose. Turn your left heel back, legs stay straight. You can bring two blocks on either side of your foot. Use your fingertips. We're twisting back into this right hip. Pull forward with the left and look towards your right toes. We're going to try to hold each posture for about 6 breaths because a good static stretch is about 30 seconds. Your body and your muscles will benefit the most from holding them for about 30 seconds. Much longer than that, it'll become fatigued, and less than that, you won't get as much of a benefit. If you can, bring your hands flat, bow your head to your knee. Good. Now we're going to move into a triangle twist. If you are pregnant, you want to keep your left hand about a foot away from your right foot. So left hand's far away from the right foot. If you are not pregnant, you can go ahead and place your left hand next to the arch of your foot. You can also use that block or bring it to the pinky toe side in a deep twist. Reach that right arm up and look up. The reason why, if you're pregnant, you don't want to do a deep twist. You want to keep space in the area where the baby is growing. So an open twist is good. Never doing deep twists. Breathe for 1, holding here. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Exhale, bring the right hand down. Inhale, stand up slowly. Bring that block with you. We're going to work on the other side. So as you come up, turn your feet to parallel and take your left foot pointed so that it's pointing out your left side and the arch is in line with your right foot. Go ahead, inhale, extend your arms. Exhale, reach out over that left leg, bringing the hand down to the leg, using a block or whatever works for you. Right hand up, look up. We're trying to push the left hip forward as best we can, stacking one hip over the other. Hold here, deep breathing with sound in and out through the nose always. Good. Exhaling, bring your right hand down. Pyramid pose. Turn your right heel back a little bit. Square your shoulders over your left leg. Bow your head to your knee if you can. Good. After you've taken several breaths here, again, if you're pregnant, take your right hand about a foot away from your left foot. If you're not, take your right hand next to the left foot on either side. Twist, reach to the sky, reach that left hand up and look up. Exhale, come on down. Inhale, come up to a standing position, and exhale, bring your feet back together. Good. So that was your first foundational pose, triangle. There are many ways to do a triangle pose and different ways to move in and out of it. But learning that pose, and even in its different variations, will help you tremendously with balance, stretching the hips, hamstrings, legs, and lower back. The next pose we're going to do is a side angle pose. As well, as with triangle, there are many variations. Take your feet nice and wide, almost as wide as your mat. And we're going to turn the right toes to the back of your mat, just like we did for triangle. Bend into your right knee. Good. Sink those hips nice and low. You want to try to get your right thigh parallel to the floor. Take your right elbow down, rest it on your thigh, and reach your left arm over your head. This is just a prep pose for what's coming next. So we want to create a straight line up the left side of your body. Bring your head back, look to your hand. We'll hold here for 3 breaths. Then we'll take the more advanced version for 3 more breaths. After your 3rd breath, bend your right knee a little bit more. Take your right hand to the floor next to the pinky toe. Your left leg is straight. Your left hip is trying to move on top of your right. Your chest is open. Your left arm is reaching up, and look up towards your left hand. After 3 breaths, come on up to standing, and let's turn the feet to do the other side. Good. So once that left foot is turned to the left side, bend into your left knee. You should feel a deep opening here in the inner thigh. Take your hips, bring them right square to me. So if you're facing me, you want to open the hips like this. Shoulders over the hips. That's the best way to describe it. Rest your left arm down on your thigh. Reach your right arm over your head. Create a straight line up the right side of your body. After 3 breaths, bring that left hand down next to the foot. Reaching forward still. Look at your hand. Good. Inhaling, come on up. So that's the first variation. Now we're going to work on a twisted version, which is quite challenging. So I'll show you an easy version. I'm going to turn around so you can see better. So take that wide stance. Turn your right foot back and bend into that right knee, just like we did for side angle. This time, turn your torso towards your right leg. Keep turning, and bring your left elbow across your body. And bring the hands in prayer position. Back foot stays flat, hips sink. This is option 1. We're going to hold here for 6 breaths. If you can dig a little bit deeper, hook the armpit. Left hand to the floor, right arm over the head. Look up. Wherever you are, press down firmly into the feet. Ground the outer edge of your back foot. Sink your hips. Breathe deeply. That's the most important part. Don't struggle. Just breathe. When you're ready, inhale. Slowly bring yourself out of this pose. Turn your feet to the left side, and we're going to do the other side. So bend that left knee. Turn and square your shoulders over your left thigh. Take your right arm up. Reach. Try to get that right elbow across the body. Oh. Hands in prayer position, or dig deeper. Get that armpit out to the outer edge of that thigh. Hand on the mat. Left arm over your head and look up. Good. Inhaling, come up all the way up. Exhaling, bring your feet back together wherever you are. Good. So triangles and side angles, those 4 postures that we just did, or 5 with pyramid in the middle, are foundational. You can do those anytime, anywhere. I do them a lot at the gym, especially pyramid and the lunges. After I go for a long walk, it's really therapeutic for your legs and lower back if you do a lot of running, cycling, or walking, or if you do a lot of sitting. So let's spread the feet nice and wide. This is a deep hamstring opener. So we're going to do 3 of these, holding them for 6 breaths each. So a lot of people point their toes out, turn your toes in, like you're pigeon-toed. Bring your hands to your waist. Lift your kneecaps, engage your quadricep. Press down through the arches of your feet. Inhale. Fill the lungs completely. Exhale. Fold forward, hands to the mat. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, walk your hands back. Bow your head to the mat. Lift your kneecaps and imagine you're pushing the mat forward with your hands to pull your belly between your thighs. Breathe here. Inhaling, half lift. Exhaling, hands to the waist. Inhaling, come all the way up. Exhaling, stay right here. Second one. Inhaling, arms out. This is going to work your shoulders too. Exhaling, interlace your fingers behind your back. Inhaling, straighten your arms. Keep those kneecaps lifted. Exhaling, head down, hands up over your head. Lean into the toes slightly. Press down through the arches. Relax your neck. Open your chest. And when you're ready, on your next inhale, slowly come back up to that standing position. Exhale here. Good, last one. Hands to your waist. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhaling, fold forward. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bow your head down. Use your fingers to pull on your toes. Lift your butt. Squeeze your kneecaps. Relax your neck. Try to bend at your elbows if you can. And then when you're ready, inhale, come up to standing. Slowly releasing and step your feet back together. Good job, everybody. Your hamstrings might be a little bit sore. Maybe it's your lower back. That's okay. Nothing worth having is easy. You want to work for it. You want to feel it, and it'll make you feel better, even if it's a little uncomfortable. It's evidence of you working hard. We're going to move into some balancing postures. We're going to hold them for a little bit. Bring the weight of your body into your left leg. Bring the bottom of your right foot into your ankle, your calf, or your inner thigh. Okay, so we're going to work into a tree posture. And then from a tree posture, we're going to be working into another balancing pose. So from this pose right into another. So those foundations of standing on one leg for up to about 12 breaths is what we're going to practice today. Endurance and balance. All right, bring your hands to heart center. Inhale, reach your arms up over your head. If you want to open your arms or bring your palms together. Gaze at something in front of you. Think of something beautiful and breathe deeply. Nice. Exhale, release. Now just keep the foot up. Grab the foot with your right hand. We're just going to bend it back. And reach up and press back. A gentle hip opening, a strong left leg. Look up. And when you're ready, exhale, slowly come down. Good, let's do the other side. That was hard, I know. Bring the weight of your body into your right leg. Take your left foot up into tree pose. Hands to heart center. Arms up over your head. Holding here, deep breathing. Good. And as you bring the arms down, release the foot and place it into the left hand. As you send the left foot back, reach the right arm forward, gaze up, hold here. And exhale and release. Good, we're going to be working another foundational pose. This one is pretty challenging. It's balance and flexibility. Where the last two poses were mostly balance, those last two balancing postures, this one involves both. And we're going to hold it for 15 breaths. We'll do 5, 5, and 5. Just so we don't do 18. If you breathe fast, it might be 18. Shift the weight of your body into your left leg. Bring your left hand to your waist. Stand up nice and tall. Go ahead and grab your right big toe with the peace fingers of your right hand. Try to straighten that leg. Now, if you can't do that, you can use a towel or strap or just hold the knee. Find something in front of you to gaze at. Hold here, breathe. Then open the leg to the side, 5 breaths more. Good, inhale it back. Release the foot, point the toe, hold the leg. Strength now, strength and balance. 5 more breaths. And exhale, release it down. Bring the weight of your body into your right leg. Let's do the left side. Taking the knee, striving for the toes. Extend. After your 5th breath, open the leg to the side. Look to the other side if you can. Good. Inhale, take the leg back. Exhale, point the toe. Good. And exhale, bring the foot down. Nice job, everybody. So we've done a couple of hamstring openers, straight leg forward folds, wide and hip width. We've done some triangles and reverse triangles. Also, if you are pregnant, you don't want to do the deep bending or the deep twisting postures. You want to do some gentle twists. So remember, don't do deep twists if you are pregnant. And now we are going to be doing what people like to call the chair pose, Utkatasana, also known as fierce or uneven pose. So bring your feet back together so your feet are touching. And we're just going to come all the way down into a half squat. You want to sink your hips as low as you can, engage those quadriceps, and go even lower until the heels want to lift up. Bring your palms together. Create a straight line from the hands to the butt. Look up. Holding here. And exhale, straighten the legs. Hands to the mat. Bow your head. Kiss your knees. And then inhale, look forward. Plant the hands. And we're just going to step back with the legs and come on down to the knees as we do some runner's lunges and hamstring openers, and then we'll finish up. So come on up to the knees and just step your right foot up to the front of your mat. Good. You want your knee over your ankle and your left knee slightly back. And we're just going to plant the hands. Curl the back toes under, come into runner's lunge. Now, if this is enough for you and it's challenging, you stay here, use your hands. Otherwise, crescent posture, palms together, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Drop the knee down. Bring the hands to the mat. Point your back toes and straighten that right leg. Flex the feet. Walk the hands forward. Flex the right foot and bow your head to your knee to stretch the hamstring. Inhale, come forward onto that right foot. Bend the knee a little bit more to stretch open that left hip. And slowly release, bringing that right knee back. Send your left foot forward, curl your right toes under, lift your right knee up. Stay here or press into the left foot, crescent pose, hold here. Bend that left knee, sink the hips, back leg is straight, don't let that right knee sink. Exhale, bring the hands down, drop the right knee, and then bend, point your right toes, bend back until your left leg is straight, flex the foot and bow your head to your knee. Good, inhaling, come forward, bend into that left knee. Then it's okay if the knee goes past the ankle a little bit. Use your hands to support you. Pull forward as you open that right hip. And then inhale, lift that right foot, left foot, and send it back. Sit on your heels, spread your knees wide, walk your hands forward. We're going to rest in pose of the child for a few moments. Inhale, come on up to the knees. Bring the knees together, swing the legs around, and we're going to take a seated forward fold. So just straighten those legs. Move the flesh away from your sits bones. Walk your hands down your legs. Grab your big toes with your peace fingers. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, bow your head down to your legs. It's okay if your back is rounded here, but you want to keep pulling the heart or the head towards the toes so that you're pulling your ribs out of your hips and you're stretching your lower back. You're not just collapsing into the lower back. Inhale, lift your head. Exhale, go ahead and roll on down to your back. Hug the knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Bring your feet flat on the mat. It doesn't matter how far apart they are. We're just going to do some leg stretches. Bring your right foot up to the ceiling. You can use a strap. You can just grab your foot or grab your calf. Push your left foot into the mat. Inhale, lift up, try to kiss your knee, keeping your right leg as straight as possible. Exhale, lower down. Take your right leg across your left. Good. And then take your knees to the right side, arms out or above your head, and look to your left side. Good. And inhale, bring the knees up. Bring your right foot flat, bring your left foot up, grab your left leg or foot with both hands. Straight leg, and lift your head, try to kiss your knee. It doesn't matter if your foot is flexed or pointed, just a nice straight leg. Hold here. Exhale, lower down. Take your left foot across the left thigh out over the right and let the knees fall to the left side as you look to your right side. And then inhale, bring the knees back up. Hug both knees into the chest and rock from side to side. Good. So after doing several forward bends, you know we always have to do some back bends. We're going to just do 3 bridges. So with bridges, now spread your feet about the width of your mat or wider than hip width if you don't have a mat. Feet are flat, so shoulder blades are under the body. Lift your hips. If you want to go deeper, lock your hands, walk your shoulder blades together, chin up. Exhale, lower down. Keep the feet flat. Inhale, lift back up. Exhale, lower down. Last one. Inhale, lift back up. Higher. Squeeze your butt a little bit. And exhale, lower down. Hug your knees into your chest. Rock from side to side. And the best part of being a yogi and practicing yoga and taking a yoga class is the ending. Shavasana or Sukhasana, rest pose. So bring your feet down, stretch your legs out long. Bring your arms down by your sides, turn your palms up. Let your head rest in the back, on the back so that your face is pointing up. Close the eyes. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And imagine the body is melting into the mat. Let the body be soft. Let the mind be clear. Let all the distractions just disappear. Let a soft, natural breath return to your body. Let the thoughts just drift away. You don't have to try at anything. All you have to do is be still, relax, and enjoy a few moments of a clear mind. Stay here for a few moments. I will give you cues when to rise. Just take the next few moments for yourself. When you're ready, begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Gently turn your head from side to side, loosening your neck. Stretch your arms over your head like it's your first morning stretch. And hug your knees into your chest and rock from side to side. Gently roll on over to one side, whichever side you feel more comfortable, and stay there for a few more moments. Slowly push yourself up to a comfortable seated position and bring your hands to heart center. Thank yourself for coming today to your mat and giving yourself the gift of your yoga practice. I thank you all for joining me today on this yoga journey of foundations and standing postures. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. This is the last full week I'm teaching live classes, but I will be teaching every Wednesday. So follow me on Instagram, Maureen Dinkins, for all the latest news and updates and what classes to expect on my YouTube channel in the future. May you all go with peace. Namaste.